Coming up next, Weeknight with Ellie Muller. That's right, it's coming up next on the one and only Nick at Night. When late night TV breaks, we fix it. From the gorgeous YouTube Dog Show! And yes, we have cups here. Come on, what do you think this is? Wild West? Please. It's Weeknight with Ellie Muller. And now, a man who is going to talk about cups tonight. Better pay attention because this will be very important. He is the one and only Mr. Ellie Muller. Ha! Welcome to Weeknight Update. My name is Ellie Muller. What's up? The theme song was composed by Dominic at this piano. Tori's gaming spot will appear on this program later on. And both of them are Shoutout Spotlight winners tonight. Along with Evil Amity, Dragon Ball Level 2004. Hopefully she'll return to this program very, very soon. RKG, the Dreaming Lucario Fangirl. Never 9, The Marcus, The Bobby McHenry Show. Bobby McHenry, The Lemon Podcast, Late Night Playset, Mickey Conley, Luca Picapookie, Pierre Kelly, Pierre's Nostalgia Corner, Philip Gibson, Marvin the Maniac, Dogball Studios, Cassie Dragon, Sophie Dragon, or the Eclipse Girl 108, The Legacy Hero. Please check all those people out. Now, we have a lot to get through tonight, and we don't have a lot of time. So buckle up, sit back, relax, and answer this important question with me. 1, 2, 3, what's up? What's up with cups? Things that will always make drinking liquid safe and fun. Hey, you can't drink water with your hands. Where are your manners? Now, here's a very nice cup for you to try. It's a glow-in-the-dark cup from Starbucks. Hey, that's actually cool. I mean, come on. Thank you, Starbucks, for finally getting something right. And how do we get cups, you ask? Well, a caveman made the very first cup out of clay. And it was only for eavesdropping until water got in the cup. Yes! We flushed with that last! Yes! Hooray! Yes! My goodness! You can't make this stuff up, folks. Hey, it's time for another top 8 list. MP, breakers, let's go to work. You got it, boss. Tonight's category, top 8 things that you can't put in the cup. Number 8, vomit. Number 7, spit. Number 6, rocks. Number 5, a trampoline. Number 4, poop. Number 3, pee. Number 2, sweat. And number 1, tears. Let's move on. Yeah, because that was very, very disgusting. Yeah, like, ew. Yeah, ew was right. Thank you, boys. Thanks a lot. You know what, bro? Hashtag Weeknight Update, hashtag LUO for Late Night, hashtag LUO for Adults, hashtag Spread the World, and hashtag Autism is Awesome. Get those hashtags on social media, please. And while you're at it, like this thing, subscribe, ring the bell, share it, and we can chat up in the comment section down below. Whatever we do, please do not go anywhere. We will be right back. The in-between monologue, the premiere of Toy Story, a moment for everyone talking on random advice, and this week's Couch of the Week question. Remember, this is still Weeknight Update, and now here it is, your bar of the night.
Hi ma'am, here are your lemons. I asked for apples!
Time-tested TV pleasure classics in historic mono for the connoisseur or neophyte. Only on Nick at Night.
Hey, you know what's up here? Your new Empire carpet. Oh, it's gorgeous. Let me tell you about it. First of all, it won't cost you much. From $6.95 a yard installed, including foam padding. Our credit plan gives you 60 days to make an installment payment. And now to celebrate our 25th anniversary, we're offering this push-button telephone or Abyssal shampoo free with any carpet order. So call us about your new carpet. 588-2300 Empire. Hey, guys, how do I get down from here? Guys?
It's been a long time since Barbra Streisand has appeared in a musical film. Her last was a remake of A Star is Born, but now Streisand is back in full voice in Yentl, the story of a young Jewish woman in Eastern Europe at the turn of the century trying to study the Bible.
And to do this, Streisand as Yentl has to masquerade as a boy. Sexual confusion abounds. Yentl and Al Pacino and Scarface are two of the new movies we'll be reviewing this week on At the Movies, the movie review program.
At the Movies, tomorrow at 3:30 here on Channel 10.
Welcome back to Weeknight Update. In a few moments, you will see the very first installment of Tori's story. But first, it's time for the in-between monologue. The original cups were made out of natural materials like shells before someone decided to make a cup out of clay. I'm happy about that. Can you imagine having a shell cup? That would make a crab mad. Even though cups have been around since the caveman days, people didn't start selling cups until the 1800s. Cavemen and cavewomen really missed the boat. I mean, they were known everything about the wonderful invention of money. Yeah, and the Dixie cup, a paper cup, was not invented until 1908, but it was called the health cup until 1912. So it just goes to show that people should have learned how to keep the planet nice and clean in the early 20th century. Wait a minute. Cups were actually being exported in the 1730s. Germany actually exported cups to countries like Turkey back then. I still think that the caveman and the cavewoman missed an opportunity, though. Finally, the coffee cup, and finally the coffee mugs. Cups that are used for coffee have been around since 850 CE, but they didn't become popular until the 1600s. That means that if Starbucks had been around back then it would have gone bankrupt at least 800 times. That was the in-between monologue. Now, folks, let me ask you one question. You think that we should have a story right now? So do I. And thankfully for you and me and the entire planet, Tori's Gaming Spot has come up with a story about cups that would really make everybody smile. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the very first installment of Tori's story. All right, Tori, take it away.
Hey guys, this is Tori Mullins, and welcome to my segment called Tori's Story. It's where I get to tell a story about each topic that my good friend Ellie has sent. Alright, so the first story I'm going to be telling you is all about cups. So, here I go. There was once a cup of legend. This cup would crop up in tales from time to time, rewarding those who would drink its divine elixir with whatever their life could most use. The hot liquid would warm their body as it looked deep into their soul. Some would drink and be rewarded with riches, others with the opportunity to travel. One drinker that had traveled long and far through a desert in order to find it, only to be gifted with a refreshing second drink to help quench their deadly thirst. A day came where a man happened upon the cup. The markings around the rim were the only clue he needed to know just what it was, for he had heard stories of so many of the miracles that had come from it in the past. The man looked inward, quantifying and categorizing every aspect of his life. What possible treasure could most suit his current needs? His mind filled with desire at all the possibilities that could await him at the bottom of the precious cup. The man took his first sip. It was just a small one. For the contents were much harder than he expected. He continued to sip his way through, and as he did, he grew more accustomed to the temperature or the elixir must have become cooler on its own as it became accustomed to him. With his change, his sips grew into gulps, and eventually the cup was completely empty. He placed the cup back down onto the ground, looking around in search of his reward. The man found that nothing had appeared. He was confused. Was this not the magical cup, and instead just one designed to look like it? He bent down to inspect the cup, and to his shock found that it had somehow been refilled. Surely that was all the proof he needed. It must have been the cup he had heard about. Could it be a test? Must he drink it a second time to gain his reward? The man lifted the cup and began to drink again. He tried to gulp it down, but it burned his mouth and throat. He had expected a cooler drink. The way it was as he finished the last. Instead, the elixir was as hot as it had when he had first found the cup. He became more careful, going back to smaller sips until the elixir allowed him to do more. Before long, the cup was emptied a second time. The man refused to release the cup from his grip as he looked around to claim what was rightfully his. He looked to every side, turned around to check behind him, but still there was nothing. He felt the cup grow heavier in his hand and looked down to find that the cup had once again filled to the top. Over and over, the man emptied the cup, but the results remaining unchanged. He would search for his prize only to find the cup had filled itself anew. Time and again, he refused to quit. So many before him had drank from the cup to gain their most desperate need. Why should he be refused what was owed to him? The man soon lost all sense of time. He saw nothing but gold directly in front of him until finally something changed. The man lowered the cup from his now shaggy face as he took the final gulp that remained in its recent feeling. He made the quickest of glances around, but had reached the point of expecting nothing. When he looked back down into the cup, there was no liquid. Instead, poking out of it were 3 short letters all addressed to him. Each one seemed to be a job offer, each only for looking agreement. For him to accept, no interview required. They were all even in his field. He read each over and then did it again. They made no sense. He already had a job. In fact, he loved his work and all the people he worked with. His salary was even more than what was being offered in any of these. How could he claim of any them as a prize? If anything, he saw them as a downgrade in life. No, he couldn't accept them as good enough. The prize couldn't be just anything after all. After all the time he had invested, it had to be something worthy. He threw the letters to the ground, ignoring as they disappeared from existence. The cup filled with liquid as it always had before. Things continued as if the prize was never given. Even he would drink from the cup, but nothing would happen. Part of him worried that only prize could ever be gifted to any person. He couldn't have that. He felt prize wasn't a prize at all. He became angrier. He couldn't let a cup beat him. He needed to get he is old. Much more time had passed, and he looked down at the freshly emptied cup. There was a picture of a family. They were a fairly attractive family, and he found himself within it in place of a father. But it wasn't his family. His wife was the second most important thing in his entire world, with his kids being the only ones who could even be considered above her. Was the cup offering him a new family to take their place? He wasn't insulted. He dumped the picture and allowed the cup to fill again. Prizes seemed to be coming more than more and more frequently after that. But they always seemed to be worse versions of things he already had. He received keys to a condo, but he had a beautiful house in the suburbs. Eventually, a whole car appeared next to him, but his own had been with him since high school, and he could never part with it. The longer this carried on, the more he felt he was old. Until there was nothing that could ever possibly please him. At one point, he received thousands of dollars, but that felt to him like too little. The man refused to accept any price the cub would give him. Everything he already had in his life was better than anything the cub offered. More time passed than he could ever realize. Before he did one final chug of the cup, he was done. It couldn't do it anymore. He threw it to the ground as hard as his old, bony, feeble arms could manage. The cup disappeared. All that was left in the place where it landed was an open grave. The end. Yep, that's my story about cups. So yeah, I hope you like my story. I hope you like my story. Bye guys. And I'll see you when I do the next story.
Way to go, Tori! Yeah, that was an excellent story. Yeah, woo! And by the way, Tori's story will be a regular feature on this program from now on. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, hey, let's have a moment for everyone, huh? I'm glad that we're doing a show about cups tonight because cups are very important. I mean, without cups, we would have to drink milk and juice straight from the gallon. And we would have to use our hands in order to drink water. Imagine how disgusting that would be. So, we have to appreciate our cups. They're important, useful, and amazing. I know that you might think that's weird for me to talk about cups on a late night talk show, but let me remind you that this is not like any other late night talk show. I mean, come on. Can you name another late night talk show that will be about mundane and random things? I'll give you a few seconds to give me an answer. Let me guess. You can't think of another late night talk show like this, can you? Good. That's because this show is unique and original. Also, I'm glad that you finally understand what kind of a show Weeknight Update is right now. So, let's move on. Hey, let's have a little talking time, huh? Here we go. Starbucks is ready for Halloween. In honor of Halloween, Starbucks has unveiled its latest cup collection. That's right. And the cups that Starbucks will sell are the glow in the dark cups. That's right. And they come in 5 spooky designs. Wow. That's just plain wow. Now, some of the cups cost $14.95, and a few other cups might cost you $29.95. So I hope that you will bring your wallet to Starbucks, because yeah, Starbucks is looking for some money. And here's something interesting. All right? You know, the very first cup was not used for drinking. Oh no. It was actually used for eavesdropping. By the way, do not eavesdrop. That's not nice. Anyway, a caveman formed a cup out of clay. You know, and that person used it to listen to other people. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, that's just ridiculous. Wait, there's more. One day, the cup came into contact with water. And the caveman said, hey, I can use this, you know, to get water. And I can drink water out of this cup. Of course, the cup would not be invented until 1879, according to this article. Wow. Just wow. I am surprised. Woo! Sometimes a little clay and go a long way. Now, how about some random advice for the world, huh? When you are done using a cup for water or whatever else you want to drink, please wash that cup. It will make things easier for your family, and it will also make your mom proud. Always use a cup when you are drinking something. Don't use your hands, because that's just plain nasty. Make sure that you appreciate your cups every day and night. I hope that nobody will try to destroy the cups and turn them into very big homes. And finally, never mess with the cups. We have them for a reason, so treat them with respect. Now, let's go over this week's Comment of the Week question. It's a new week, and that means that we have to go over the newest Comment of the Week question. This week's Comment of the Week question is, what do you think would happen if you could turn a stick into a cup? Go over to the post section of my YouTube channel page and answer that question as honestly and as thoughtfully as you can. Now, that's it for tonight's episode of Weeknight Update. But you and I will talk about lakes tomorrow night, and you and I will talk about bowls on Wednesday. Then you and I will talk about headphones on Thursday, and you and I will talk about sticks on Friday. Tori's Gaming Spot will be here all week, and we'll have something from Candy Bar Tunes, GDQ, the YouTuber aka GDQ, Mild Shocker, and Christian Frey Tees on Friday. Hopefully, Evil Amity Dragon Ball Over 2004 will return to this program very soon. Hey, I'll see you tomorrow night, alright? That is the news, and I am out. Peace, 4x4.
Time-tested TV pleasure classics in historic mono for the connoisseur or neophyte. Only on Nick at Night.